One time when I was in second grade I was taking a fat dump, and the fire alarm started to go off, so I panicked and pulled my pants up and shat it in them. I told my teacher and she sent me to the nurse, and it was really embarrassing because I also was stinky. I had to get new clothes and it turns out it was just a drill. So one time when I was like 8, I had a huge crush on this boy, and every day during recess me and my friends would chase him and tackle him around the whole playground. One day I tackled him and kissed his shoulder. I don't fucking know why. And then we came back from the playground and his grandma worked at the school. And she pulled me from my class and she told me to never do that again or I would be in big trouble. I'm still terrified of her to this day. One time when I was at a friend's house we were prank calling and we decided to call our local strip club. We called them and asked them what you have to do to become a stripper, and she told us the requirements and pay and more. She asked if we were 18 or older and we said we were 17 about to turn 18. At this point she was telling us to come in and do an interview. We eventually told her we were kids and she hung up and we got a call from a different number. It was her mobile phone and she had our address and our parents' number. We were scared so we hung up, but my friend was terrified that she would call her parents and her parents were strict. We blocked both numbers and went to bed. Hi guys, so this is my first anonymous story. Get your popcorn. I remember on my 10th birthday I had this party and invited like 5 friends. We were all having fun and doing stuff, and then at like 8 p.m. we were like, let's just play truth or dare. The first few dares were all simple, and then out of nowhere my bitch ass was like, I'm gonna call them Jenna and Emma. Jenna make out with Emma and they did it with no fucking hesitation and they really got into it. Fast forward to like 12, we all went to sleep, but Jenna and Emma wanted to sleep together and me and my other friend thought OMG they finna fuck, and then fast forward like 2 years later they both are bi and flirt whenever they are together and they would say they had a child. Okay, what the fuck. Thank you for your submissions, I'm trying to get to all of them. Also thank you for 1000 plus, I can finally go live. Hi guys, get ready for another anonymous story. This one is pretty juicy. Okay, so one day I was in 8th grade and I had a huge crush on this drug dealer boy and I would catch him staring sometimes, so I thought he felt the same way. One day in class, he passed me a note and asked me to be his girlfriend, and with no hesitation I said yes. He told me to meet him behind the gym after school and I again said yes. When I got to the gym him and his friends were there and they blindfolded me and told me to suck their delangalangs and I did. And then he ignored me after that, but I still have a huge crush on him. Girl, what the fucking fuck, I'm sorry. Also thank you guys for all the support and 10k plus. Stay tuned for the next story. In 8th grade we had this really weird history teacher. He was really rude to us, but especially to me. Fast forward about halfway into the school year, we were in class doing work in silence and he goes to the quote mean girl in class and says, "Your hair looks nice today. Did you use any different hair products in it? It smells different." We all stared at him and this girl was very concerned and uncomfortable. Turns out he was fired because of multiple complaints of weird comments towards girls. From Anonymous. Okay, literally WTF, that's creepy. Ciao. Thank y'all for all the support. If I went live up tonight, would y'all join? In the 3rd grade it was my first time wearing a bra. Right in the middle of class I took my bra off and put it in my desk while no one was looking. My crush sat right next to me and wanted my bra, so I gave it to him. He took it home that day, and by the way me and him were neighbors. He spit on my bra and came to my house and gave me my bra back. The next day me and him started dating and we broke up a day later. Damn girl, I hope you learned your lesson not to give boys her bra. I have known this girl since we were 7 and I have always hated her. But when we were 13 she kept spreading rumors about me and my friends. Then we were all like, okay, let's get revenge. So after gym we took her shoes, and me and 2 of my friends went to our creek and shoved moss up the toes and one of them peed on them. Then we hiked to her house and threw them at her door. We never got caught. So one time I was with about 4 friends and we went to Ulta, and this one lady was helping all of us find our shades and makeup that suits us. And when I asked the lady what she recommended for me, she handed me some acne wash. My friends were laughing but I was really embarrassed, so I just laughed it off with them. It low-key hurt my feelings though.
More of a confession, but in 7th grade I had a really hot social studies teacher and I thought we could date most days of the week. I would sneak into his classroom during his lunch and leave him love letters. Some of them got pretty weird, but anyways, a month and a half into me doing this I probably gave him 25 letters. I got a note telling me I was to go to aftercare when school was over. This was kinda normal to me, but usually my mom told me beforehand. Anyways, I go to aftercare, but it's a room with the assistant principal, my parents, The counselor and the teacher I was sending the love letters to, I got so embarrassed and started crying and was a mess. They told me I were to be placed into another class and meet with the counselor anytime I felt a certain way. The teacher also gave my parents all the letters, and they told me the reason I got caught was because they looked through the security cameras. I was too embarrassed to ever see his face again, so I just transferred schools. When I was in 10th grade, my entire class went on a camping trip to Joshua Tree for a week. The bathrooms were like normal park bathrooms with cesspools at the bottom of them, so they smelled really bad, but we were camping, so it wasn't a big deal. Then at the end of the week, our teachers told all of the girls to come to our side of the campsite for an emergency meeting and that boys weren't allowed to come. They told us that one of the teachers had discovered a week's worth of shit on a rock hidden behind the girls' side of the campsite. They had empty bread bags and gloves and told the people who did it to come up in front of everyone to get materials to go clean up their own shit. It ended up being a group of the popular and rich girls who shit on the rock. All of the girls had to stay on the campsite until they cleaned all of it up, and I remember seeing those bitches carrying their own shit in clear plastic bags. It was the funniest thing I have ever seen. My dog died when I was 10, and my mom woke me up to tell me I went outside to go hug my dog's dead body, and my dog farted really loud, so I yelled she's alive, and my dad has to explain how bodies excrete anything inside of them when they die. Then my dog let all of its poop out and I got it all over my foot, and I refused to leave the dog's side until my dad forced me away from her. One time in senior year, I was doing college tours with my grandpa, and I had just turned 18 and decided to get a grinder to see what I would be working with when I went to each college anyways. In one of the places, I ended up giving some 25-year-old hottie the double hand twist gluck 3000, and afterwards we were talking and I asked him what he did for a living, and turns out he works for a major international nonprofit that I had wanted an internship at in college, which is one of the reasons why I toured this specific school anyways. I thought that was kind of weird and that it could be capped, but then I got home and looked him up and he works in HR, specifically recruitment, so like he might be the one who decides whether or not I'll get that internship. In conclusion, I better work on my head game in case it comes in handy again. Red heart. Hey, so I also went to a Catholic school, but I didn't have any pedo pastors. But with my school, you could basically do whatever you want. Catholic schools, or at least some of them, won't ever expel kids because they need your tuition money, my friends. And I pulled off some crazy shit this one time. We thought it would be funny if we dyed the pool red, so we went to Walmart and bought as much red dye as we could find, food dyes and paint dyes. We didn't know how long the dye would last, so my friend set up a before school appointment with his teacher for help on homework so he could sneak us all in. Our school had no cameras, so we got away with it. The same morning, our principal held an emergency assembly and was begging for the person to come forward, but no one did. This one kid screamed that Jesus turned the water into wine, and people said they saw the pastor praying in the pool room, and people also said he said there was a demon in the pool room, so swimming got suspended for over a month. Sophomore year of high school, I forgot to put my backpack back into school mode from weekend mode and didn't realize it until 7 period in chemistry class. We had these hideout chairs kinda like bar stools, and I was getting my calculator out and I dropped my bag onto the ground and heard glass break. Then suddenly it starts smelling like mango svedka. I didn't know what to do at first, then everyone started noticing the smell and people were like, why it smelled like rubbing alcohol. Then my teacher started walking down my aisle and came to my bag and saw the puddle of vodka and straight up said, that's it. He then called a security person to escort me to the dean's, and the school cop was in there, and they made me open my bag and shit and had my pull out the broken glass, but I couldn't really see what I was pulling out because they wanted the bag. So I cut my hand really bad, and when my parents found out, they first of all thought I was a dumb bitch, but then they threatened to sue the school because I cut my hand. Basically, they were saying they'd sue so I wouldn't get suspended or expelled. Man, it worked. Ladies work smarter, not harder. Nail polish being applied to fingers.